Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. And before I get into the awful news that is perpetrated here in Massachusetts again, I want to first thank the Massachusetts Oath Keepers, AP3 Nation, for all of your support, your love, and your respect. It took place yesterday. I went to an event I was invited to speak at in Salem, and it was a great event, and I just want to thank everybody who showed nothing but kindness and had open arms for myself and the other speakers. So thank you very much. It means a lot. It's a lasting impression, and I look forward to seeing you guys and gals again. So moving on, let's go on to what Massachusetts has done. Here we go. Massachusetts has to lead the way in everything bad when it comes to firearms and the Second Amendment. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, here we go. So, two things I want to talk to you about real quick. This isn't going to be a long live stream because I got some dad stuff to do. And the first of which is Maura Healey, who is our Attorney General, trying to make a name for herself so she can become a national gun grabber. Hello, everybody. My audio is low. All right, let me see if I can pump that up real quick, or maybe, let's see. Let me see. Audio. Looks like I got everything up on my end. We have to roll with it. It's pretty loud on my end over here. I got the gain all the way up. So, but let's roll with it. So Maura Healey, who is trying to make a name for herself nationally as the queen gun grabber of all the whatever lesbian liberals that are out there, because that's what she is, and, you know, and she bills herself as that, and you can't say anything bad about her, otherwise you're gay bashing. But yeah, thank you. AR guy says audio is good. All right, thank you. Awesome. So, again, Maura Healey trying to make a name for herself. She came out Friday and said that we need to stop H.R. 38 because, and let me get the quote right. Let me pop over to her Twitter. She said that it would be tragic, and this would become the next deadly loophole in our nation's gun laws. So actually following the U.S. Constitution, actually allowing one's civil right, no matter what amendment it's enumerated under or recognized under, just allowing that stuff to actually happen is a loophole and should be stopped. But she's all for having her marriage to her wife, you know, the gay marriage. She wants that recognized everywhere. But I can't have my constitutional rights recognized everywhere, right? Because last time I read the Constitution, there's nothing in there about gay marriage and that we all had to recognize the licenses from every other state, yet they went to the Supreme Court to force that in. But my Second Amendment rights and your Second Amendment rights need to stop at your borders for your state, because you have no right to defend yourself, you know, whether if you're 1 foot outside of your state's boundaries. What horse crap that is. Absolute horse shit. So this is our Attorney General here in Massachusetts. Shameless plug, Attorney Jay McMahon is running. Look into him, attorneyjmcmahon.com. Make an educated decision. We need to get these ass nuts out of office. So, yeah. It's funny because the only people who are squawking about how bad constitutional carry reciprocity is, you know, on the politician side, are those who, A, are gun grabbers anyway and they don't want you to have the right, or B, that those who don't realize that it already is the law of the land, right? Your rights don't end at your doorstep. They don't end at the end of your block. They don't end at the end of your town or city line. They don't end at your state line. They just don't. It's a cash grab. They want the sheep to believe that and fight for their rights. So that's what I have to say about that. I hate Maura Healey. Can't stand her. I can't wait for next November. I just can't wait for next November. You need to be removed so freaking fast. And I hope the door slams you on your narrow, goofy-looking ass. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you can research this goofball. You can go right on her Twitter. It's at MassAGO, M-A-S-S-A-G-O. You'll see her stupid-looking face on there. And you can read some of the horseshit that she spews on a regular basis, and how many lies she spews just to try to get, you know, the sheep to just follow her lead. Let me say hi to everybody real quick before I go nuts over here. On a little earlier than usual, obviously, but I got some things I have to do. Hello, everybody on Facebook side as well as my YouTube side. Thank you all for the support that I got on both sides during my 24-hour ban here on Facebook. I love you, Facebook. I called out the anti-gunners and some of the comments that they made here on a live stream following the House Rules Committee hearing on H.R. 38, and made some truthful, downright truthful comments about these clowns that hold the title of U.S. Congressman and woman. And I got a 24-hour ban because I did that. So I must have touched some heartstrings, and the truth hurt. So I got a 24-hour ban. But I'm here. Let's see, South Dakota, how we doing? Reform Mask Guy, good luck, man. I hope you hope you're doing well. All right, so let's see, everybody. Let's see, Medford, what's going on, Chris? All right, nice to see everybody. I'm glad everybody's here a little earlier than usual. I'm not doing the usual 7 o'clock one. Okay, so let's go on to the next craziness that just came down today. There was a bill filed, and I have the bill here. I don't know if it's going to show up with the camera, but I have the bill here, and I'll read a couple excerpts from it. Those of you who live in Massachusetts, GOAL, the Gun Owners Action League, put out an alert at, what time does this come out? 12:30 this afternoon, 12:38. And I'll read you what they said, and then I'll read you some things that I found in digging through this bill, which isn't even on the GOAL thing. I'm sure they were going through it right now and trying to digest this, because this is confusing at best. And I like reading law, and I had to stop because this was it was making my eyes hurt and my ears started to bleed, and it was crazy. But we'll read the GOAL alert real quick. The GOAL alert says, on Tuesday, December 19th, if you live in Massachusetts, this is for you. On Tuesday, December 19th, the Massachusetts Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security, which is a joke, is scheduled to hear a bill that could impact your Second Amendment rights. That will impact. The hearing will take place at the Massachusetts State House in room B1, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. So Tuesday the 19th at 11 a.m., if for some reason you don't have to work, if you're free, please head on down to the State House and fight the good fight. So their alert says that S2063, again we'll go over in a second, will criminalize lawful private transfers of firearms. To be heard on that day, State Senator, I'm not even, don't want to give you that too much of a chip on your shoulder, State Senator Cynthia Cream, C-R-E-E-M for those keeping score at home, has filed S2063, which is entitled An Act Relative to Preventing Illegal Trafficking of Firearms. The only people who illegally traffic firearms are friggin' criminals, and not a law on the book is going to affect a criminal, because there's enough on there, just lock their asses up. But here we go, I digress. The legislation will be heard next week. Like I said, if you are a licensed gun owner or just tired of the constant stream of straw man legislation coming from our state legislature, please plan on attending to speak out against this nonsense bill. Blah, 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 blah. And you can see the committee chairs, etc. So, those of you who've been on this, on this channel for a while with me, you know that I usually digest bills and laws and tell you, I kind of like break it down so that the average person who doesn't read law or write law can understand it. This one, I'm having trouble with this one because it's one of those ping pong bills, I call them. It'll say, all right, this section we're going to change these words in this chapter, in that section, in this subsection to say this. And then on this different law, in this different section of the law, and this subsection, line 253 after word 5, strike this and insert this. And that does that for 6 pages of this bill. It's just going back to different sections of different laws that they're going to change the way things are worded. And one of the most telling ones is this, okay? Without you having like boring you with all the laws. There's a law that has to do with licensees, no matter what license it is. So licenses to carry falls under that, and they want to add. Let's see, blah 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 is amended by inserting after the word cards in line 182. Yeah, I had to count 182 lines. The following words. But such names and addresses shall be made available to law enforcement or other investigative officials, including district attorneys, assistant district attorneys, the attorney general, and the assistant attorneys general, for purposes of enforcing subsection C of section 131E of chapter 140. That's the firearms laws, and there's a whole convoluted section. So what she's doing is looking to make your names and addresses of those people buying firearms available to any investigative person. Investigative. So it doesn't have to be a police officer. It could be anybody looking into it. So if Maura Healey, the Queen, says, I want you to investigate how many guns that person B buys in a year and see why they need them. Well, they just got the okay, if should this pass, to get all your information. Okay, so the registry, the gun registry that is not supposed to exist, she's telling you right there, look, I want all the names, I want all the addresses, I want all the pertinent information about anybody who has one of these firearms licenses to carry. They're so bad. There are other sections on here. Let me read you a couple quick excerpts. Can't even talk today. Yeah, here's a good one. Okay. Again, I had to count down 229 lines in a different law here. So we're on section 123 of chapter 140, the Mass General Laws, again, firearms laws here in Mass. Blah, 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 blah. Inserting after the word condition in line 229 the following sentences. No licensee shall sell, rent, or lease a firearm or large capacity weapon without first, 1. Obtaining a signed declaration from the purchaser, renter, or leasee on a form furnished by the Executive Director of the Criminal History Systems Board that such individual has not purchased, rented, or leased, as those terms are used in section 121 and subsection C of section 131 of this chapter, any firearm or large capacity weapon during the previous 30 days, or that such individual is an exempt person, police or military, as set forth under subsection C of 131E of chapter 140. Forwarding such declaration to the Executive Director of the Criminal History Board and receiving a notification, blah, 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 has not, so basically you can't rent, what's the word, purchase, rent, or lease more than one gun in a 30-day period. So here is the California law appearing in Massachusetts. They're looking to ban purchases of more than one gun a month. These MFers will stop at nothing. I can't tell you how important it is to wake up the people. We're getting blindsided. And the way they do this is because, man, the link is in my description on the YouTube side, but I guarantee you, you're not going to read this in one sitting. It's going to drive you nuts. You're going to want a beer. You're going to walk away from it because it's confusing and convoluted. And that's why they do it. Because in order to find that stuff, you need to dig through this. And not just dig through this proposed bill, but you need to go to every section of law and subsection and line that they reference to figure out what they're trying to do. You know how much of a pain it is, an ass it is to find line 325? It's a pain in the ass because they're not numbered. So let me jump over to another one. Blah 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 blah. Give me 1 second. Let me find it. Like I said, it's making my eyes cross. They're basically, I lost my spot. Oh, here's another one. Okay. They're looking to amend another section. I won't kill you with the boredom or the drool. No person other than an exempt person, cops, military, herein described, shall purchase, rent, or lease more than one firearm or large capacity weapon in any 30-day period. Blah, 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 blah. and not apply to the rental or lease of a firearm for a duration of less than 48 hours. So you can't keep a gun for like, you can't rent it for 48 hours. Not that many places do, but you can't lend your buddy a gun for more than 2 days. So if you're going on a 5-day hunting trip or a weekend hunting trip, and you let your buddy borrow your shotgun or your rifle or whatever the hell you're using, if you go 48 hours and 1 minute, you just violated the law, and under this, you're probably going to lose your friggin' license to carry. It's crazy. It drives me out of my tree. Let me go over here real quick and see how everybody's doing. California, you only get one a month anyway. Can you afford to buy more than 12 guns a year? If you have to ask that question, you're doing it wrong. Michael Trotter. I'm sure there are numerous people who watch this that have bought more than one gun at a transaction. Let's see. Peace says, not to mention they censored my last comment. I couldn't send it and had to change it. Let me see what that's all about. No, it's going by too quick. Let me see. So I don't know, man. It's just, if you don't really stay on top of this stuff, it's almost to the point where, like, you're getting just kicked and beaten and kicked and beaten to the point where they're hoping you give up. But that's when you need to fight back even harder, guys and gals. You need to really pester these politicians. Be a thorn in their side. Let them know we won't stand for it, because the second we stop and relent, boom, here it comes. It's coming down the pike. They'll do a real quick vote to pass the stuff in, because nobody's saying, hey, we don't want this. That's exactly what they wait for. Let me see if I can pull something else up real quick for you that I wanted to mention on this craziness that is Massachusetts. Let me see. Oh, the two big cases against Maura Healey and our governor are coming up in the springtime. And even if, now follow me here, right? Even if we, the people, win those cases, one is being brought by GOAL, Gun Owners Action League, here in Massachusetts. The other one's being brought forth by through Com2A, but it's Worman v. Baker. And Baker is our governor. Rhino. Clown. So, even if we win those two cases, which would drastically help us here as far as Second Amendment rights in Massachusetts, the Attorney General, Maura Healey, her wife, sits on the appellate court. So, if you beat her in a court of law, and she appeals, which she will, it goes to her wife's court. So you would hope that her wife would recuse herself, right? Because that's required. But then it goes to her bench, all the other judges that sit on her judgeship, her bench. Do you really think? Now you would hope that these judges could be impartial, right, and only go by the rights and that the way the law is supposed to be followed, right? You would think that would happen, right? Especially here in Massachusetts, the birthplace and the cradle of liberty, right? So it's going to go to her court, her wife's court, and I don't know how one could fare going to the wife of the evil, tyrannical dictator. I don't know, it just doesn't look good. So I wanted to get that out there, because I didn't know about that. Big shout out to Chris. You know who you are. I won't burn your whole identity here. Thank you for making me aware of that. And it has to be put out there that Maura Healey, the Attorney General of Massachusetts, her wife sits on the appellate court. And if we win these two cases in the springtime, then it goes to her wife's court. I mean, how much more ridiculous can it get, right? Alright, let me go over here. Let's see. Simulation 7 says, Guns and Gadgets, can you make a list on who to vote for in 2018? So one thing I pride myself on is I will never tell anyone how to vote. So, no, I can't. I won't do that just out of integrity. I will not tell anyone how to vote, who to vote for. But rest assured, I will tell you who the POS candidates are. And I have mentioned a great candidate in my mind for Attorney General. It's got a big uphill battle here in Massachusetts. But I believe there are people who should step up, who could step up, and who could win some of these seats. We just had a major win this past week with a state Senate seat, a special state election that came up, and we got a pro-gun Republican Dean Tran in the state Senate. So that was a big win. So I won't tell people how to vote, but I will call out. I'll call a spade, and even the pro-gun candidates. If I catch them tripping, I'm gonna put them on blast too. And you guys and gals know who you are, and I've told them to their face. I have no problem calling out anybody who doesn't do what they're supposed to do, what they say, you know, because your word is bond, and when you lose your word, you've lost everything, especially from me. Let's see. Get a couple more of these real quick. For those of you on Facebook, I don't know if you're making any comments. The comments for me are blocked. I don't know what's going on. But thank you for watching. I see there's quite a few people on live right now. Let me see. Yes, Solo Peck says unban James Yeager. I want to go on. I've already gone on record in one video I did, and I've put it up on my Instagram. Like him or not, James Yeager, he rubs some people the wrong way. But like him or not, censoring is wrong. And we need to stand together. We can't be divided. And I would hope that people can support someone. They're a Second Amendment advocate. Maybe they were a little rough around the edges, but if I was to get banned tonight, I would hope you would show James Yeager the same support you would show me, and vice versa. If they can just pick and choose who they want to ban because of the message or the truth that they're talking, then what's to stop them from stopping this channel? They already tried. I got a 24-hour ban for nothing. A 24-hour ban just like that, unannounced, no strikes. Just you're not going to be able to post today. So we need to realize what's going on and get over the, well, James is a jerk, I don't like him, or he's a bad voice. Censorship is worse than being someone who speaks free from the hip and without a filter. And I would hate to see it get worse for us as far as the Second Amendment community, the Second Amendment culture here on YouTube, because this is where we can get the truth out. This is where we can be one voice. And they're taking it away. They're chipping away little by little. Let's see. Yeah, Alabama. If you're watching from Alabama, don't forget you're voting for Senator tomorrow. And get that vote right. Remember, the fake news and the distractions that have been thrown at you for this election, right? Read through that stuff. Alcides Perez says, Blumenthal said HR 38 is dead. Can we get Mitch to go nuclear? We can. Will he? I don't know. And on that note, everybody watching this and everybody you should tell everybody, share this. Tell them to get a hold of Mitch McConnell. You can just Google Mitch McConnell. He's on Twitter. He's on everything. Send them all kinds of messages telling them to have the Senate take up HR 38. Because if there's no pressure, it's just going to sit there and die a loneful death. Let's see. Michael Trotter, you're spot on with that one, man. Spot on. He also got banned here on Facebook. That's like, I wonder if they're in cahoots, but he got banned on Facebook too. He got a 30-day ban, I think it was. Alex Parrish asks, I wish it was the real Alex Parrish, asks what the nuclear option is. So in the Senate, you need, in order to be filibuster proof, you should get 60 votes to get something to pass. Remember, there's only 100 senators. The nuclear option is just a simple majority, meaning 51 votes, and that would pass. That's how Neil Gorsuch got on. That's how Clarence Thomas got on Supreme Court. That's like when there's a highly contested bill that one party really wants to go through, they just go through with the nuclear option, a simple majority. It's how they got the Obamacare, the Affordable Health Care Act. That's how they passed that, was by the nuclear option, just to get it through, you know, because we need to pass it to know what's in it type deal. That's what that is. All right. So with 25 into this, we'll go about another 5 minutes. Again, I want to thank all of you for the support that I received during the 24-hour ban. It was an uneasy 24 hours, but I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. To that message, make sure you hook up with all my other social media, my Facebook, the YouTube. Well, we're on YouTube and Facebook, but for you guys on Facebook, hook up with my YouTube people, hook up on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Join all that, please, so that if one of these goes down, the other ones are still firing, you know, and vice versa. I want to thank, again, the Mass Oath Keepers and the AP3 Nation, the members who came out from the different states, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Tennessee, Massachusetts, of course. Thank you all for the love and the respect that you showed me, and I look forward to seeing you all here on these platforms and again in person in the future. Ace Baker of American Warrior Revolution, thank you, brother, for your kindness. And those of you who watch me, who know about American Warrior Revolution, who Ace Baker is, look to this channel soon for me and Ace, or Ace and myself, proper English, doing something together soon, live, because he has a fantastic message, a patriot through and through, and I think we can do something together. We started talking about this yesterday, and I think we can make it happen. Just got to match some schedules. What else we got? All right. Any word on Share? Share Act is just sitting there. It's still in committee. The only way we're going to get it out is if we can convince Paul Ryan to motivate the people. We'll see. I don't know. So, yeah, like, who just jumped on? Let me see that. Jeremiah says, everyone call your senators over and over for H.R. 38. Yeah, call them for H.R. 38. In Massachusetts, call your state senators to stop this bullshit. Right there, you see the bill number. 2063. This is looking to one gun a month purchases. Can't loan, lease, or rent a gun to somebody for more than 48 hours. You have to have all kinds of forms from the government in order to do this stuff. Oops, just sorry. Just move my camera real quick. Sorry. But this has to stop. This has to stop now. It's gone way too far. It's gone on for way too long. And we need to wake up, America. Educate your friends. Educate your family. Take somebody to the range. Let them know how easy it is, how fun it is, how much of a good time shooting can be, and we can start to open some eyes. Believe me when I tell you, because I've done it myself. You can do it. All right, I want to say thank you for everybody for your time. Thank you for your support. It means so much to me. Thank you to all those who have donated to the channel here on YouTube and also on Patreon. For those of you who have joined Patreon since the ban, thank you so much, because you all have a major part in what this channel is able to do. So I love everybody who watches regularly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I just got bumped off of Facebook. Hopefully it's still there. Man, I'm getting bumped off of everywhere. This is so aggravating. All right, let me get off before I go crazy. Everybody have a great night. I appreciate you more than you know. Till we see each other again. Be safe. Stay vigilant. Carry a weapon. And if I get banned, follow everything else. Take care.